all of those
You did.
all of those sorts of food scraps and things. So if you missed it because we just started the recording, our question for today is your most memorable present. So that could be a Christmas present or any gift you've received at any point. And mine was a llama. And he was so cute. He lived, I don't know how many years he lived, maybe about 15 or so. And he loved birthday cake. He would get like icing all over his face. It was super cute. But even now, this many years later, I have a really hard time throwing banana peels away because I just remember fondly Pedro and taking all of our food scraps out to Pedro. So that is mine. It doesn't have to be positive. I said a most memorable. It could be a terrible present as well. So I had two really close backups, but we won't go there. All right. So, Jim, since you're first on my screen, tell us yours.
It's funny because it just came up today. My sister, because this was the 20th anniversary of my father passing away, and she posted up on Facebook a picture of Christmas of 1955, and that was one of the more unusual gift, or I should say, a gift I was thrilled to receive was my Red Ryder BB gun. And
Oh,
and the joke is, if any of you've ever watched The Christmas Story, which was filmed right here in Cleveland, the whole premise of it was he wanted he wanted a Red Ryder BB gun for Christmas, and one of the famous lines out of the movie was, "Why do you want that? You'll just shoot your eye out." So I always joke and say, I never shot my eye out. So
but did
that
you
was
shoot
mine.
anybody else's eye out?
Right. And no, not really.
That's good. That's a good thing. That's almost famous.
Yeah.
It's like an iconic present. All right, Steve, you're next.
Wow. Okay. And of course,
This is
just as
not
the dumpster
Ohio.
guys get here.
For any of you guys who joined late, this is not Ohio.
Sarasota, Florida, as a matter of fact. Siesta Key. We're about a mile from Bob and Linda Cook's place, and we're going to have lunch with them tomorrow. So I'll pass on hi from everybody since they didn't appear to join us yet. So I'll tell you, my most memorable one on quick thinking here, and this is because Penny and I don't have kids, so we have grandnieces and nephews. And I think a memorable gift for me was from my great aunt on my dad's side. For Christmas, she got me, and I was 8 at the time, a pants hanger. And
What?
I was like, what the devil is this? And what do I do with it? My mom had to explain what it was. So I am endeavoring to get our grandnieces and nephews something a little more fun than a pants hanger.
But
So
it would
there
be
you
so
go.
nice if you gave
Who's
them
going to
all.
get a pants hanger to demonstrate, I think.
Yeah.
Wow. Was it special in any way? Like wooden?
No,
Kept the pants creased.
just the thing with the springs and the 2 little pieces of wood and put it
Oh,
together.
the wood. I like those.
Yeah, it was a classy pants hanger.
Was that Mildred?
I still use them today. I don't think that one, but
Was that from Mildred?
Christine.
Okay.
That's hilarious. Wait, how old were you? Like what age were
8.
you? Oh,
8.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Sounds like she forgot and went into
Hey,
the closet and said, "What the hell can I give him? Here's a pant hanger."
Yeah. So,
Very good. Alda, how about you?
I'm thinking, but I don't have one answer for you right now. So I'm still thinking about that.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Sue, how about you?
I just went and got it.
Oh, show and tell.
Show and tell. These
can't
are,
see it.
I don't know if you can see them. Can you see? Not too well,
Your
Tray.
silly background is interfering.
I guess. They're trays.
Put it in front of your body. I
If you
still don't. Oh,
turn off
trays.
your camera,
Got it.
go down to your
Trays.
camera and turn off your
Well, I
virtual.
can't turn off my
background.
camera. You know I can't. They're trays. Now, the reason that they are so important is they are a gift from my maternal grandmother, and it was at Christmas, and she had just passed away, but
Aw.
they were there under the tree because she had sent them ahead. So they're very special to me.
So wait, are they trays like to carry food on?
Yeah, trays to carry food on.
And what are they made
Sort
of?
of-
They look like
They're sort of a see-through, I don't know.
it's not acrylic of some kind, is it?
It's
Like
like a
tortoise shell is what it looks like.
plastic tray, orange and black. There's two of them.
It's beautiful.
It
Anyway.
is beautiful. Take them to Jim so we can see them.
Oh, okay.
That was so bossy. Could you take them to Jim here? Oh yes. Oh my
There we
goodness,
go.
they're huge.
See, there's two of them.
Oh, that's
They're
nice.
nice.
So,
So how old were you when you got that?
oh, we were married.
That's so nice.
I can't remember when she passed away. It was probably in the 80s. Shauna, did she pass away before you graduated high school? Yeah, probably mid 80s.
And
That's
now everybody knows my age.
Don't worry, you're among friends. All right, Penny, how about you?
Okay. Well, before I met Steve, I was living almost alone, but I had a dog named Bridget who was a little black and white mutt, but I loved her to bits. And Steve knew when he met me that he needed to win Bridget over because there was no way I was going to go around with somebody that my dog didn't like. So Bridget was very important to me. We had to put her down, old age, in January of 2002. And unbeknownst to me, my mother took a photograph of Bridget and gave it to an artist who created a wonderful portrait of Bridget using artist crayons. So it's like not oil, but not watercolor, but it's beautiful. And she mailed it to me. And I didn't know what it was when I opened the box and I saw that picture of Bridget and I just started bawling in the kitchen. Poor Steve was at work and I called and I said, "You won't believe what my mother sent me." So our portrait of Bridget still hangs in our family room.
That's so sweet. Very thoughtful.
Yes.
I would have cried for sure.
I didn't just cry, I ugly cried.
I think I would have also. Oh, that's so thoughtful. So thoughtful. All right, Eloisa, how about you? Can you speak because of the baby?
Yes, I can. He's waking up. So I have one eye here and another one here, but he's doing fine.
I don't think our members knew that you've had a baby since our last meeting.
Yes. I have 10 babies.
Oh, okay.
No, I have 10 grandkids. So, but the smaller one is a year and a half old. So I get to play with him and be with him. I don't know who babysits who, if he granny sits or I babysit. We have fun, don't we? My most memorable gift was, it must have been when my 40-year-old son now was probably around 5. And he came up to me. I had steps going into our bedroom and he was coming down and he stopped right there and I was there and he called me. So I approached him and he asked me, "Mama, do little boys, niños, do little boys marry their moms?"
Oh.
And you know, it got straight to my heart because, well, I knew he was obviously thinking about me and, you know, and then he just looked at me and I said, "Well, One day you're going to meet a beautiful woman and you're going to fall in love with her, and she's going to be your wife. And I will forever, ever be your mother. So that same afternoon, he sat down in a notebook page from his school book. Well, he was probably going to kindergarten at that time. So he drew a heart, and he painted it red, and he just put Mom and Luis with an arrow. So that has been my most memorable moment and gift to share. Yes.
That is so sweet. I would have cried again.
Yes.
So
yes.
you know what I got? I got during COVID, I got a roll of toilet paper with "I love you" written in lipstick from my son. That that was so sweet. Anyway, that was funny. Yours is much better. How about you, Chuck?
Well, I guess I got from several different sources lumps of coal. That's my most memorable.
That's not memorable then if you got it multiple times.
It kept coming and coming. I don't get it. I did have an electric train that was pretty cool as a little kid. I remember that well. Yeah.
A
Back in the
long
day.
one, like one that went around the tree, or you had like a
Well,
village?
one ran around the tree, and that's about all it did is run around the tree. I think a lot of little boys got that during. I bet a lot of you guys got that same thing. Maybe some of the gals did too. I don't know. Yeah. That's the
Yeah, actually, have you ever been to the Columbus Library, the big downtown library? They have a really beautiful train
Oh, really?
set
No,
up.
no.
It's really
No.
nice. That and the Carnegie Museum in Pittsburgh, which is really awesome. All right, Bernice, how about you?
Okay. There's lots of sensible gifts given and received
Right.
over the years. But I remember I'm the oldest of 4 children. And we are a big gap. So I'm 5 years older than my sister, and then 8 years older than my brother.
Oh my
My
goodness.
signal I see is not very good, so it keeps pausing. And then
okay.
I'm 12 years younger than my little sister. So when I was here about 15, 16, can you hear me?
Yes.
I get that they would all get little gifts and presents and stuff, and then I'd get like a pair of earrings. And I said to my mom, I don't want all these big girl presents. I also want toys. The one here. Of course, after that, for about 10 years, I was in my 20s and still getting at least one toy under the Christmas tree every year. And the one year my mother decided to buy us all water pistols, but we're 3 girls and 1 boy. But she decided, because my brother is her favorite, to buy him one of those big water pistols, the big like bazooka gun ones. And she bought us girls the little water pistols because she thought we're 3 against 1. So of course he could shoot us from very far away. And we had to try and ambush him with these tiny little water pistols while he could shoot us from far away. And she thought that was very funny. But we had a lot of fun that Christmas trying to shoot one another with those water pistols. And that was one of the silliest presents, but the most memorable Christmases we ever had. And I must have been almost finished with high school when that happened. And my brothers and sisters were much smaller, but it was a lot of fun. And then the year I went, just before I went as an exchange student, I got a My Little Pony. I was 17 years old already. Because my mom said she wanted to keep me young for one last time.
That's cute. That's fun. I bet you could really use a water gun fight right now.
Oh yes, and that's why I keep putting the sound off so I can put the water cooler on so I can get cooled off.
No problem. Stay cool.
Yeah, but that was, like I said, I've had lots of reasonable presents, but the most fun and Christmas present with the whole family was that water pistols that year.
That is so fun. Hi, Bob. We are doing our most memorable present. Could be Christmas present or birthday present, whatever. But it is Matt's turn. Tell us about yours.
Mine's kind of a jumble. When I was about 15, I had the privilege of working with one of the best piano teachers in Mexico. And I did not like her. She smelled like sachet.
It could be worse.
But
I was worried.
my father convinced me that I should get good enough to put on a public concert, and he would make it worth my while. So in the interim, my mother got quite ill, and we ended up going up to Houston for open heart surgery. I think the doctor's name was DeBakey. And I kept working on my piano. And I did put on a public concert just before Christmas. And I'd kind of forgotten about the deal I made with my dad. But there under the tree was a handmade Spanish shotgun. And my father had taken my measurements and had shipped them to Eibar, Spain. And they had made this handmade shotgun for me. And he and my mother were so happy to be able to give it to me. And I told my dad, I said, well, the concert was only a couple of weeks ago. And he said, I had full faith in you, kid. So I'll always remember that gun, and I still have it in my safe.
I'm gonna ask you if you still had it. Do you or I mean, it's
Oh yeah,
operative, right?
well, I'm at the point where I have a lot of shotguns, but this is the most special. It's all hand engraved. It's got silver side locks. When you take the side locks off, the artist's signature is on the inside of the side lock. So it's absolutely a gorgeous gun, and I've shot it a lot. So,
wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
My dad had like treasures that were passed down through his family from old times, but nothing like that. That sounds so beautiful. I'd like to see it. You'll have to put a picture on our Facebook page.
I will.
That'd be awesome. Or you can send it to me. I'll put it on there. All right, Ken, how about you?
Not that exciting. I thought my dad lost his mind. We got ourselves a Commodore VIC-20 to hook up to the black and white Magnavox. He wouldn't let us hook it up to the color television because he was afraid we would hurt it. So you can't do much with Tetris when you can't tell what the colors are. But Dad did not like buy things like games like Atari. Like, no, that was like the devil's work. That wouldn't be okay. He didn't do Nintendo wasn't a thing. He got a Pac-Man once. It broke pretty quick. That didn't get replaced. But the Commodore VIC-20 we thought was really cool. It turns out you can't do anything with it if it's hooked up to a black and white Magnavox. But
so it was a total bust?
Well, maybe watching others be frustrated was mildly entertaining, but no, it was pretty much a bust. But he meant well, but God was not going to get in between Dad and the color television. No.
All right.
That was
I
not
have
going to be
never heard of a Commodore VIC-20.
Oh yeah, Commodore VIC-20 and the Commodore 64.
So,
it was the ghetto version of the Apple IIe.
Oh, okay. So the point of it was games?
How could you know? It only hooked up to a black and white Magnavox. I'll never know what the hell it could have done. I just know what it didn't do. It was damn near anything.
Well, what was it supposed to do? What was the intention?
Probably just to pit the children against each other for his entertainment. I mean, that would have sound about right.
I don't believe you. I'm going to Google this when the meeting is over. All right, Ray, how about you? You're muted.
All right, so I was about 10. This was I got a Christmas present. This was at a time when we had grown to expect Christmas presents to be socks and pajamas. And this was something really special. I'd already at that young age earned a reputation for liking bugs. I used to go out on the sidewalk and kneel on my all fours and look down at little ants coming and going from between the cracks in the sidewalk, and I thought that was really interesting and wondering what the heck these little creatures were doing. I was fascinated by bugs, still am. And there under the Christmas tree was this, I unwrapped it, and here's this wooden box. And I opened the door on this wooden box, and there's a microscope inside, complete with a dissecting kit. Now, to put sharp objects like that in the hands of a 10-year-old, I'm not sure what the wisdom was, but nobody got hurt. At least nobody with, unless you had more than 4 legs, got hurt. And I was able to look at some really amazing things under that microscope. It was a challenge. It was small. It just had a little mirror, reflecting mirror for a light source. And I've seen them since then in garage sales. So it was a fairly common kind of gift at the time. My brother got a chemistry set, which he didn't do much with. So I actually kind of inherited that, and so had my own little science thing going on back then when I was 10 years old.
Well, that's cool. That's really cool. That's something we would have given in our house as well. Renee, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
I can't wait to hear what yours is.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think the best gifts were always the ones on my birthday, and especially the first years. The most memorable one was when I got a custom-made racing bike. My parents got that for me on my 10th birthday. And the reason why it's so memorable is because, remember, I was born in Eastern Germany, so, you know, getting into a store and just getting the things you wanted or needed was kind of hard. So especially a bike like that. And my dad got it from a racing team close by. It was one that they just wanted to get rid of. So he took all the parts off. He painted it in metallic blue. He got all the parts for it from other sources. And here we go. I had a perfectly new looking bike nobody else had. And obviously that was very memorable. And back then I didn't know it was that hard to get the things, but he told me afterwards, you know, and that makes it still a memorable thing. Nowadays, you just go into the store, you get it. It's just a matter of how much you want to spend. Yeah, so that's something I always remember.
So was this a motorized bike?
No, just like a racing bike. You know, you ride your bike like Tour de France, like, you know.
Yeah, okay.
That kind of thing, yeah. So.
Very nice. That's cool. Did you have to wear a helmet back then? No.
Oh, no, of course not.
Of course not.
And no lights or anything like that, reflector, nothing. Yeah. I didn't even have the good, you know, the clothing wear, the ones that you get now, like the real nice ones, the jerseys and everything. Just the bike was good enough for back then.
I bet you were very popular with all the guys in town.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They were jealous.
Yeah.
Very cool. How nice. Caroline, how about you? I can't wait.
All right. I think my most memorable gift was actually the year I didn't get one from my grandparents because they forgot. Um, yes, they had 8 grandchildren to buy for, and well, this year they weren't buying, I think because they were funds were tight that year, and grandma had decided to give out heirlooms that year. And so I was the only one that didn't get one. And I didn't say anything because most of them were a little wacky. Like my brother got a paperweight. A bunch of my cousins got paperweights with historical figures on them, and others got coasters and stuff like that. So they were not super exciting gifts for teenagers. So yeah, I just didn't say anything.
Pant hanger.
But to give a better example, my other on the other side of the family, one of my grandfathers did give me a pretty memorable and exciting gift. I can't remember how old I was, but I was pretty little because I had just seen The Lion King in theaters. It was my first movie in theaters, and I loved it. And he got me a set of like small rubber like zoo animals. So there were lions and giraffes and all kinds of things. And I used to set them up and display them as if they were on Pride Rock and The Lion King. And those got a lot of mileage. And my parents still have them in their basement. And so when my little cousins came over, for post-Thanksgiving peanut brittle making last weekend, they got those animals out and were playing with them, and I got to remember it all over again.
Oh, that's cool. Are you distributing peanut brittle, by the way? I love
I am. There's plenty to go around. If only you were all in Cincinnati, you could all have some.
That's true. We could all just make a line and come down that way. I'm coming to Cincinnati on Wednesday. We could talk.
I'll be in Cincinnati Wednesday, Thursday,
Yeah,
Friday.
I could have some for you.
Eli's getting his braces off this week, so it's a big day for us. All right, Shauna, you're next on my screen, so let's hear it.
Okay,
No
I think
pressure.
I was introduced before the recording started, so I'll just reintroduce myself. I'm Shauna Stacy, and I'm the daughter of Jim and Sue Hunt. So since you all know them, I think that you'll all appreciate this most memorable gift.
I can't wait.
Mom's birthday is in the spring, so we gave her ducklings as a gift when really I believe it was a gift for me. However, we presented them to her for her birthday. I was very young. So yes, worst
Like
gift
how many?
ever for Mom. Like
How
4
many?
or 5 ducks. I don't like little ducklings. I have no idea. We got a plastic pool and everything.
Oh
So terrible. And I'll be in Cincinnati on Thursday, so we'll have to figure out where the
pickup is for
Yeah.
the peanut brittle pickup point. Yes, we need to establish that, Caroline. All right, Bob, how about you? You are muted. Start all over again.
Unmute.
Perfect.
Well, I was trying to remember the earliest gift that I can remember, and I must have been around 3, possibly 4. And my parents were living in a farmhouse, and they thought it would be appropriate to get me a wind-up zoo. So you turn the key on this thing, it was a metal box, and you push the button, and all of a sudden animals started popping out every place. And I freaked out. I thought it was the most terrifying thing that any 4 or 3-year-old could ever see. And I screamed so loudly that they had to remove the device from the room, hid it in the barn, and eventually I got through Christmas with no more trauma. But I found myself curious about this thing, so I wandered out to the barn, looked at it, barely touched the thing, and it went off, and the whole stream of terror hit me again. That's been it's affected me for a lifetime. So maybe if you're questioning my behavior at any given point in time, you might reflect on how much trauma I had at such an early age, and you'll understand.
So I did not hear exactly what it was. It was a wind up what?
It was a wind up zoo.
Oh, zoo, a whole zoo.
Zoo. And so doors flopped open and animals popped out, and they came from all different directions. And when you're 3 years old, you don't know what they're going to do to you, you know?
So do you like animals?
I love animals. I do now. But
as long as they don't have keys on them.
Well, Bob, we'll certainly know where to take you next time you come visit us.
Elda ran away. She ran away just before I came to her. That's all right. All right, now Scott Weaver sent me his. He told me that he couldn't come today because he has a meeting. Last month he came to this social meeting at 2 a.m. So he is a very dedicated guy. But he has a meeting in the morning. So he said he thought he should get sleep tonight, which I thought was a good idea. But he sent me his, and I don't have my phone with me. So I'm going to let you guys chat among each other for a second. And I'm going to go grab my phone and read to you his because it's kind of funny. So I'll be right back. Speak.
I have a question for you guys.
Yep.
So, how come in '94, when I was in Ohio, I never really catch that college football thing? Was it not as big back then, or did I just miss out on a great time with Ohio State football?
Those are the John Cooper years, so it's different.
Well, not really. I think it all revolves around host families, as you know. So Bernice was dragged to an Ohio State game, and anybody that stayed with us was taken to an Ohio State game. But I mean, you were where? Salina,
yeah.
And
no, I wasn't at an Ohio State basketball game, but I wonder if I just missed the football hype back then, or what happened.
Yeah,
they sold your ticket for big bucks.
Yeah.
right. It's that's the thing with exchange years. It all depends on what the host family is doing, and
but it was big back then still.
Yeah. It was well, and as Ken pointed out, it was the John Cooper years, and so it wasn't quite as crazy as.
So I feel bad. I didn't recognize that, I guess.
But that was 94, I think, was also before cable had as many channels as it came to a few years later, because I remember we had to go to a sports bar in Florida to be able to catch an Ohio State game instead of just, finding the cable channel where it was on. So depending on where you were, you might not have had it on your TV.
Yeah.
Didn't you? Yeah. Salina, Bob, you're from that area. Don't you get Columbus TV out of that?
Sure. Northwest Ohio is dedicated Buckeye territory, and it's just it's a religion up there, no question. Watching it.
Yeah,
more like a cult.
even during those years when Cooper was coaching.
So we do have someone on this call who lives in the great state of Michigan, right, Matt?
I live in Michigan, yes.
So,
I am not a Michigan fan, though.
okay, thank you. Never mind. All right, I want to read to you what Scott Weaver said. So he apologized that he wouldn't be here today, and I asked him the same question I asked you, and he said, it's been about 35 years since I really had a Christmas. I don't know what year it was, but I would guess about 1970 when I was 7 and coming down the stairs and being amazed by all the gifts under the tree. And I said, well, can you remember any particular gift? And he said, Rebound. Looking it up on the internet, it says Rebound came out in 1971. So I'll adjust my answer to 1971 when I was 8 years old. It's a very similar concept to shuffleboard, but with small roller bearings surrounded by plastic and bouncing off of 2 rubber bands. And then, just in case I really, really wanted to know more, he sent a link so I could look it up at boardgamegeek.com. So you can look it up. It's like that cute little thing.
Oh, yeah.
You have remember that?
Yeah.
That's vaguely familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is Scott's, which I think is fun.
Yeah.
So is everybody in the Christmas spirit? Yes. Decorated. Who's decorated already? Who has a Christmas tree? We do not have our tree. Usually by this time when we were in our old house, we had our big tree up by now. But you guys in Florida, what are you doing? Have you started already? I didn't see. Were your hands up, Steve and Penny?
Oh, we much to Penny's dismay, I turned on our outside Christmas lights on a timer before we left last week. She thinks it's sacrilegious to do it before Thanksgiving, but I wanted them up. So I broke the code there, but the tree will be going up on our return.
I see. Good. How about like Christmas lights? Have you done that yet? Has anybody done Christmas shopping yet? No. Yes? Oh my goodness. Not
Black
me.
Friday, Black Week.
Yeah.
That's the best time.
What did you say, Renee?
I said Black Week, Black Friday, whatever it is. That's probably the best time to get it.
Well, it's already over. Who bought something yesterday or Friday, Black Friday? Did you, Shauna? Renee did. How about Cyber Monday? That's today.
It is
You
Cyber
still have
Monday.
time. You have time to spend your money on the Rotary Foundation. No, I'm kidding. By the way, you're supposed to give a donation this month. Jim was going to say something.
No, some Rotary business.
All right, go ahead.
Just a real quick announcement. Eloisa has a great news to share with us.
She does?
Yes.
What is it, Eloisa?
May I have a drum roll?
All right, ready, go.
Last week, we had a really great Zoom meeting with our benefactors, donors to the Global Grant. So we've reached our goal of total with the Rotary Foundation's support of $108,000 for our water grant.
That is amazing.
Yay.
How did you do that,
wow, Steve? That's pretty cool.
I don't even know how to do that. I want to do that. Oh, mine's so boring.
Yes. So, yes,
wow, that's
we were
amazing.
thrilled. We were thrilled with the news. It was a Zoom meeting. We weren't really expecting that, but that was the news that was provided. So come December 11, you will get more details. So we're
All right,
working on that. Yes.
December 11th, she's talking about our next club meeting. We're going to have the presentation. Bob down there and Eloisa are going to present to our club more details again about the water project. And I'm sure we'll get another update for the whole membership about the money and all of that. So it's a really, really incredible project. If you're not already familiar with the details, then make sure you don't miss that meeting, even if you know about the details. I can't wait to hear all the updates. And I do believe there will be people coming into that meeting from all over. We have various district representatives from our own district, but also from other districts around that have pledged support and involvement in this project. So make sure you come if you can. Of course. Bob, did you want to say something? You unmuted yourself.
Well, I just wanted to let everybody know that we'll have guests at that meeting, not only from domestic Rotary districts and clubs, but Mexican clubs as well. So please come and listen to the good news and enjoy and celebrate.
Yes, we do want really nice representation from our club, obviously. So I know the Chihuahua Club and there's some others, right? Eloisa?
For now, it's the Chihuahua Club. For now, it's the Chihuahua Club, and hopefully the present district governor and the incoming district governor will be there.
Fabulous.
But wait, there's more. There's more. This is going to be phase 1 of the Water Project Global Grant, and it's going to be supported solely by district, well, not solely, DDF funds, district funds. Phase two is an extra that, because of the generosity of club members, and we should give a big hooray to Jim and Sue and Steve and the St. Mary's Club. They've pledged cash. So that's going to be matched by another foundation in Mexico through Captar, the Water Project nonprofit, and hopefully it will also be matched by the Businessman's Trust. So that's phase 2. And phase 3, if we do get approved and everything turns as we plan to be a success, Mr. Ranapoon has said that we should aim for a larger global grant next year. So we're going to be very, very busy. So it is fabulous news, just fabulous news. I want to
Eloisa, I know you've done a lot of work and you've been in contact and coddling and working all of these different contacts. And for that, we are very appreciative, of course, and for finding the project in the first place and the partners that make it all work. So thank you so much for all of the time you've done in putting into that, and Bob and everybody else who's been involved. And of course, Jim, Sue, and Steve for financial backing, in addition to all of the time and energy you've spent and foresight. Eloisa, we're just so excited that you're part of us and we can claim you for our own. So we are really, really excited about it. Make sure you come. If you can put the date on your calendar for the club meeting, that would be awesome. Jim, that little dog is so cute. I could just scream. Those beautiful little eyeballs. Where did he go? Wait, what's that dog's name again?
That's Milo.
Milo. Yeah, Tuesdays by Milo. You can join his Facebook group. He has 1,600 followers.
Already? Oh my goodness.
There he is.
That's great. It's adorable. Super cute. All right. Anybody have anything else that you want to talk about?
Has Milo given to the foundation yet?
I'm sure.
If he gets some donations, which reminds me, any happy bucks that are coming in now go directly to our water project. So
cool.
There is a page on our website to give for the water project you can go to, or if it comes in from happy bucks, it goes to the water foundation. So
I think that's perfect. Thank you for doing that. All right, you guys, Thank you, Matt. I need you to stay on the call because I haven't been able to
Okay.
connect with you. So if you can hang on, and anybody else wants to hang out, you can.
Well, I was gonna let Shauna and Bernice have a little chat here too. So.
Actually, you know what? That's fine. I will connect with you, Matt, some other way.
I've got
All
my
right.
phone.
That's true. I have mine.
Sure.
All right. So Shauna and Bernice have a fun reunion, and I'll see the rest of you guys. If you're on the board,